I cannot believe how this Dragon Ball fan manga ends. Previously on Dragon Ball Multiverse, trapped by the evil Z, our hero's scheming came to light. The so-called good guys aren't happy and want to fight the voice of reason. That's me. Will the magnificent Boo overcome this threat? Yes, he's going to smash them. As God Boo attacks the multiverse fighters, Gast is the first one to try to jump in to defeat this monster, but he is caught in the only trap that God Boo sent, because he doesn't really know if he can actually defeat Gast in a one-on-one confrontation. Remember, Gast is on that same God Boo level. He is that strong. So what Boo did was that he basically absorbed a bunch of magic users and used every spell that they have as a trap against the ultimate Namekian. And this was strong enough to not only hold him in place, but keep him there. Again, he's trapped long enough for antimatter holes to form in his body. This ultimately disintegrates the great Namekian warrior and renders him to mush, which is extremely graphic to say the least, as Multiverse usually is. Nothing left at the end but his face, and this is something that Boo has thought of in advance. He doesn't even want his brain to survive because Gast is that powerful. He didn't know if he could defeat him, and the other fighters are even claiming bullshit because basically Boo said he can defeat all of them in the last chapter, but now he set a trap on Gast. But he only took this precaution with Gast because he's the only one that he's worried about, even commenting that he can bring him back if he really wanted to, which is absolutely in line with God Boo's abilities. This does not sit right with Vegito, the fact that God Boo only thinks that Gast was the real problem. But God Boo doubles down, saying that for the rest of them, he will not use any magic whatsoever, which is crazy to think about because honestly, Vegito, I thought, was the strongest warrior here next to Gast, but Boo's not scared of him. Basically, being able to evade, block, and even entrap Vegito in various forms of blocking. Like, he is infinite godly Boo for a reason. But one brave Vargas calls Boo out and says that she has the only means of stopping such a creature and uses a boombox that has Babbidi's spell in it to trap Boo, to try to trap him again. But it doesn't work because it's coming through a radio, so this is a complete bust. They all try to form a force field to try to keep Boo out, but there is no keeping him out. He's actually inside the force field himself. Even gets attacked by Gotenks and actually has a really funny line here. He says, "Treason! Gotenks is attacking us, my friends," because Boo is just having the time of his life. He's just being a little cheeky bastard and having some fun. He attacks Nappa, but Nappa don't want that smoke. He doesn't want any of it. He's trying to stop Boo in his tracks, but Goku, or Kakarot in this universe, does want to fight Boo because he's an idiot. And all the Saiyans are taken down one by one. This is actually a really cool panel here where like an arm comes out of Boo's neck to stop the attack, which is something really cool that only the Majins can really do. But everyone's attacking Boo all at once trying to stop him. Even Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is no match for this kind of character. He can't even stand a chance. But even the audience here is getting kind of tired of all these interruptions. I mean, it feels like the tournament is never really going to continue or be finished. I mean, Dragon Ball Multiverse has been going on for a very long time and they are getting quite sick of it, but they can't do anything about it right now because Boo is controlling the story. All the fighters are struggling with Boo. First they have the Majins to deal with, and now they have the Boos. This is actually a pretty cool panel here of Android 17 and Trunks both back to back trying to fend off the monsters. Actually, this chapter has a lot of cool panels, like this one right here where a little baby Boo is hanging out with Cell's children. I really do like how this chapter has a lot of comedy because it's all coming from the perspective of Boo. Now this scene is maximum. This scene is legendary. My favorite page in Dragon Ball Multiverse's recent chapters. It's Vegeta and Goku. They both just saw what Boo did to Gast, the gruesomeness of his death, and they're like, we want some, I want some now, and they both transform at the same time into Super Saiyan 3s, not like King Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. This is a lot more power right here. This is Goku, I believe, in our timeline, and this is a Vegeta that has mastered Super Saiyan 3, and they're both gonna go in it to win it with Super Saiyan 3. I mean, Super Saiyan 3 is my favorite transformation. I love to see that it's getting some love right here. And they're all blasting the Boos, destroying plenty of them. I mean, they are eviscerating several different types of Boos, but this is not how you destroy Boo. The only way to destroy Boo is to completely obliterate him like a Hakai or something. Boo then tells him as much as he reforms that disintegration energy is needed, not destructive energy. He needs to be destroyed at the atomic level. I mean, he's telling them the cheat codes on how to defeat him, but they are not at that level, which means to me that a Super Saiyan God or someone who can do Hakai can defeat Zen Boo. Gotenks transforms into Super Saiyan 3, although he thinks that he probably should have had a far more badass panel to show the transformation, and continues to keep blasting Boo with destructive power. Vegito then transforms into Super Saiyan 3 in a full-length panel, a far more powerful transformation scene than even Gotenks had, as you can see right here, and he eviscerates all the Boos in his vicinity, and even the ones that are around the Saiyans, who are completely getting slaughtered here, by the way. And I'm telling you right now, the Saiyan characters and the Namekian, the God Namekian, could not defeat God Boo. These humans with technology cannot defeat God Boo at all, and they are just basically sheep to the slaughter at this point. But ultimately they are saved by disintegration blast from our one and only Super Saiyan 2 Bra. The coast seems to be clear, and all of them seem to be destroyed. This is a really cool scene, by the way, with all these Super Saiyans. I just love the Super Saiyan transformation, but there's another Boo here right behind Videl, and they basically counted their chickens too early. Boo is still here. There's plenty of them left that were not in the arena. How are they going to defeat an all-powerful god? Severed heads are floating around from Boo. They're flying everywhere. There's a Boo right here with Frieza and Cooler. All the Boos are still active. There's plenty more of Boo where that came from. The Vargas pressed the button to bring Boo back to his own universe, but Boo destroyed the machine. And so they start asking the Namekians to heal it, but that's not gonna work. Even Boo knows that, asking if that's their plan, and then Boo disappears. The Vargas had a backup plan. Every single Boo vanishes simultaneously, to the point where Goku can't even feel his presence anymore, and this is all the Vargas doing. They made a second teleportation device. This one is a drone, and it is in another universe, but every 10 minutes it comes back into this universe at the far reaches of it. And every 10 minutes, if there are commands that have been pressed with the actual teleportation machine in the arena, it will still do those commands as it's programmed to do them when it comes back into the universe. So it basically just did the last programmed command, which was teleport Boo back to his universe, and that's exactly what happened. And I think that this is such a creative ending for this chapter, that the Vargas are the only one that can teleport a god, that can defeat a god ultimately with science, skill, and planning. Basically Batman's skills, while everybody else was essentially useless against this Titan. Piccolo brings up a good point, that Boo actually stole the technology himself, and he's gonna repair it, he's gonna use it to come back. But what the Vargas have done is that they've basically created the technology to only work with them. It has to be a Vargas that's using it, 100% Vargas, not a little bit, a lot. And the only reason they figured this out is because most creatures in different universes are faster and stronger than the Vargas, and they didn't want this technology to fall into the wrong hands. And I think that's such a smart addition to this already awesome backup plan. So ultimately, with this new threat completely ended, it takes the convincing from Vegito and the Kai, who basically betrayed the entire multiverse, to continue the tournament, because they basically had it under control, and it's not fair for the rest of the contestants who wanted to be in the tournament and who made it this far. The tournament continues, and all the Boos are back at the Boo Palace in his universe. And so Boo starts on working on using this technology. He's already absorbed a few of the Vargas, so he's thinking that he can use one of them to use the technology, because the technology works perfectly fine, but it may take a long time for him to figure it out. So we may see Zenbu back again, because I do believe if he does have the Vargas inside of him, he should be able to use the technology on his own. He should be able to use it to time travel back to the tournament. And then he says, I forgot Oob, which leads us to the next story here, which is Oob's Odyssey, the next chapter that is a story between Oob and Boo, and is drawn by Hawkbo, the same creator of Dragon Ball Shippuden. So I cannot wait to review this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought.
Subscribe for more content.